Hello dear friends, today we are going to discuss the sterility test validation. Before proceeding the sterility test validation, we should have basic knowledge about the sterility test. As all of you are aware that sterility test is done to check the particular injection or infusion or any sterile article is actually sterile or not. That is done by using the soybean casein digest medium and fluid thioglycolate medium as all you do in your normal sterility testing. But before proceeding the sterility test, it is necessary that we should check that our method is actually validated or not. Okay, तो सबसे पहले स्टेरिलिटी टेस्ट परफॉर्म करने से पहले रिक्वायरमेंट रहता है कि हम चेक करें कि हमारा मेथड एक्चुअल में वैलिड है या नहीं है. तो उसी के लिए हम स्टेरिलिटी टेस्ट वैलिडेशन करते हैं. ओके, तो लेट अस स्टार्ट द डिस्कशन. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, स्टेरिलिटी टेस्ट वैलिडेशन. व्हेन टू डू this validation, what is the requirement, and when we should do this particular sterility test validation. Condition 1, it should be done for any new product. Okay, suppose you are planning the sterility test for first time of any new product, then at that time you should do this for the new product. And second is the change in method. If there is change in the sterility test method, any change due to pharmacopoeia or in-house whatever, so at that time you should do the sterility test validation. So in these two conditions you should need to perform the sterility test validation. Now secondly, what are the basic requirements for sterility test validation? तो क्या क्या रिक्वायरमेंट्स रहने वाली हैं स्टेरिलिटी टेस्ट वैलिडेशन के लिए? एज यू आर अवेयर दैट वी यूज अ मीडिया सोयाबीन केसीन डाइजेस्ट, सोयाबीन केसीन डाइजेस्ट media, okay, SCDM, fluid thioglycolate media, fluid thioglycolate media, FTGM. These two media are used, and with these 0.1% peptone water. This is used as diluent or for washing, right? So these are the requirement of the media. So prepare the media, 100 media in the tubes and the peptone water as per requirement, and sterilize. It should be sterilized at 121 degrees Celsius and 15 lbs pressure for 20 minutes. 20 minutes or as per validated process. Validated autoclave cycle. Okay, so whatever the media you are using, you should sterilize that as per your validated sterilization cycle. And other accessories that are used, suppose the filtration cups, forceps, scissor, whatever you are using for the sterility test, you should sterilize that as per your validated process. Usually the articles like forceps, scissor or SS articles or the cups, filtration cups are sterilized at for 30 minutes at 121 degrees Celsius, right? Or as per the validation of the autoclave, right? Further requirement continues. Further requirement is 10 to 100 CFU, 10 to 100 colony forming units of particular microorganism in fluid thioglycolate medium, FTGM. What are the culture used? And for SCDM, what are the culture used? In FTM we are using Pseudomonas aeruginosa, second Staphylococcus aureus, these both are aerobic, and third one is anaerobic, Clostridium sporogenes. Right. In soybean casein digest medium, we are using the fungi Aspergillus, Brasiliensis, second fungus is Candida albicans, and third one is the bacteria, that is Bacillus subtilis. Right, these are the organisms you are using during the sterility test validation. Along with these pharmacopoeial requirement for the particular microorganism in media, you can also use the environmental isolates. Here you can use environmental isolate. Here also. Okay, so these particular organisms you are using for the validation. Now you need to prepare the 10 to 100 CFU of these organisms, right? तो अब क्या करने वाले हैं, सबसे पहले इसका 10 to 100 CFU जो है पर्टिकुलर कल्चर सस्पेंशन प्रिपेयर करेंगे आप. 10 to 100 CFU means you need to prepare the culture suspension. Okay, then how will you prepare this culture suspension? Now we will discuss. How to prepare this 10 to 100 CFU? Actually, first of all, you need to take the slant of particular microorganism for 24-hour old culture. Means you need to take the fresh culture, fresh slants. Now you will prepare the suspension in normal saline solution. Suppose this is your tube. It is having what? Suppose it is having 10 ml normal saline. What is normal saline? 0.9% sodium chloride solution. 0.9% sodium chloride NaCl solution. Right? You will take one loopful from here, from this slant, one loopful and transfer here and mix and vortex properly for the uniform suspension. Then you will do the serial dilution up to 10 to the power minus 8 suppose. Okay. You are taking these 8 tubes. Okay. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. In all the tubes there is normal saline. Okay. How much normal saline are present in all these tubes? 99 ml. Every tube is having 9 ml normal saline. NS, normal saline, means 0.9% sodium chloride solution. Okay, and it is sterile, right? Using the validated cycle of autoclave. Okay, now you will transfer 1 ml at every stage. 1 ml from here to here, 1 ml and 1 ml. And mixing and vortexing at every stage, means at every stage 1 ml of the previous suspension is transferred and mixed and vortexed properly. Right now, after proper mixing and preparing this culture suspension, actually what we need this 10 to 100 CFU. So we need to do the plating. अब हमें क्या करना है, हमने कल्चर सस्पेंशन तो बना लिया है, अब इसमें से हम प्लेटिंग करेंगे. राइट, यहाँ फ्रॉम एवरी ट्यूब यू विल ट्रांसफर 0.1 ml. वी आर एक्चुअली प्रिपेयरिंग, और you will prepare as per your SOP. We are preparing this 10 to 100 CFU per 0.1 ml. You may also prepare per ml. Here we are preparing per 0.1 ml. Our suspension is having 10 to 100 CFU. You will transfer this to 2 plates. 0.1 ml culture you will transfer to the 2 plates from the first dilution. This first tube is 10 to the power minus 1. This is minus 2, minus 3, 10 to the power minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, minus 8. Okay, so you can do this type of plating from 10 to the power minus 3, suppose 2 plates plating you may do. 0.1 ml culture you will transfer and pour the required media. Suppose if we are preparing the suspension for bacteria, then SCDA, pour SCDA 15 to 20 ml. Right, it is for the bacteria. If you are doing the suspension preparation of fungi, you will use SDA, saprolodextrose agar. Okay, mix or swivel the plate clockwise and anti-clockwise, allow to solidify, then incubate. For bacteria not more than 3 days, for fungi not more than 5 days. Okay, and check in which plate you are getting the 10 to 100 CFU. Suppose in 10 to the power minus 7, from this tube you are getting, suppose in this tube average of these 2 plates you are having suppose 72 CFU per 0.1 ml, then you will select this tube. ठीक है, तो आप ये ट्यूब सिलेक्ट कर लेंगे. इसी तरह से आप अलग अलग जो बैक्टीरिया और फंजाई है उनके सस्पेंशन प्रिपेयर करेंगे. जो बैक्टीरिया यूजुअली -6, -7, -8 तक भी मिल सकता है, -5 पर भी. जो फंगल एक्चुअल में वो फंगल सेल्स बड़ी होती है, थोड़ा लार्ज होती हैं, तो उनका जो आपको सस्पेंशन है वो -4, -5, -3 पर मिल सकता है. ठीक है, तो उसके अकॉर्डिंग आप ट्यूब को सिलेक्ट कर लें और उसी को ही आपको यूज करना है स्टेरिलिटी टेस्ट वैलिडेशन करने के लिए. ओके, इन दिस वे यू कैन प्रिपेयर योर कल्चर सस्पेंशन एंड यूज दैट for the sterility test validation. Okay, now how to proceed for the validation activity. Okay, you should do the test in triplicate, first, second and 3, means triplicate. Sterility test validation should be done in triplicate. Okay, you will use at least 3 batches of the product for the sterility test validation. Then validation activity is divided or can be divided in 3 parts. Right, first one is the residual antimicrobial activity. Residual antimicrobial activity test you will do first, then secondly you will do the antimicrobial activity. test after 14 days of incubation. Right? And third one, you will check the stasis test of the media or inhibitory property of the media. Is there any inhibitory property in the media or not? Stasis. Stasis test of media. Right? SCDM and FTM. SCDM and FTGM. Okay, for these you will do in 3 parts. Validation is done in 3 parts. Okay, then first part is the residual antimicrobial activity test. This can be divided in the following. First, we will do the positive product control. PPC is positive product control. Second one is the PC. Okay. Second one is the PC, positive control. Third one is the NPC, negative product control. Okay. Fourth one is the NC, negative control. Negative control. And last one is the process control. Okay. So, residual antimicrobial activity test can be divided in the following. First of all, understand what is residual antimicrobial activity. Suppose you are testing any antibiotic sterility test. Okay. Then how will you proceed? Suppose you are doing the test for the sterility for ceftriaxone injection. Okay. This is dry powder injection. First of all, you will make its dilution in the diluent. Then proceed for the sterility testing. You will do the filtration of the product. Then you will do the washing by the peptone water. Suppose you are doing 3 washing by peptone water 100 ml. After third washing, this is the filter, right? After third washing, what will you do? You will cut the filter in 2 parts and transfer 1 part to. You will cut the filter in 2 parts, transfer first part to FTGM, 100 ml FTGM, and second part to SCDM, 100 ml. Okay, tubes you will transfer. If after third washing, suppose very minor amount of this ceftriaxone antibiotic is present on this filter paper and also transferred to the FTM tube and SCDM tube. In this tube, suppose during the sterility test, suppose this is your media, this is your filter paper, you have transferred. It is having some antibiotic and also your product is contaminated. It is containing 1 bacteria. Okay, but due to the presence of that antibiotic, what antibiotic? Residual antibiotic, residual antimicrobial test. Any residual antibiotic that is left on the filter paper may be transferred in the media, and due to this antibiotic, this particular microorganism is inhibited. So, actually your sample is failed, but due to the presence of this inhibition, this bacteria will not grow and this bacteria will not grow. So, due to the product is already failure, but your sterility will be passed. So, false result you will get. So, we need to perform this residual antimicrobial activity test. Now, for performing this PPT test, PPC, positive product control, all of you, as we are, all the test is done in the LAF, laminar airflow. Okay. Under the LAF, what are you doing? You are taking the filtration assembly. This is the filtration cup. Actually, we are doing this open system validation. We are performing the sterility by open method. So this is the filtration cup. You will filtration cup manifold. First of all, what you will do, you will add the filter here aseptically. Okay, add the filter here, right? First of all, what will you do then? Rinse filter with 15 to 20 ml peptone water. Okay. After rinsing the filter the product. Filter the product. Take the required sample as per the sterility. Suppose 10 bottles required, or 10 bottle required, or 20 bottle required, whatever required, and filtration volume as per the pharmacopoeia you should consider. Means you need to take full volume, half container, or as required by the pharmacopoeia. Filter the product. Okay, liquid product direct can be filtered. If the product is solid, then that can be dissolved in the diluent, peptone water. Right? After filtration of the product, 2 into 100 ml washing with peptone water. 2 into 100 ml washing with the peptone water. In the third or last washing, 1 into 100 ml peptone water having not more than 100 CFU of particular organism is filtered, right? Then this filter is transferred to particular media. Then transfer the filter to media, 100 ml SCDM or FTGM. Okay, transfer this filter to, if it is bacteria, or we have mentioned there in the table, previous table, what bacteria we have to transfer here, and what fungus and bacteria we need to transfer in SCDM. Okay, Bacillus subtilis, Aspergillus brasiliensis, Candida albicans, environment isolate 1 is transferred to this SCDM, and in FTM, fluid thioglycolate medium, you need to transfer what? Pseudomonas aeruginosa, Staphylococcus aureus, Clostridium sporogenes, and an environment isolate. Okay, means for different culture you need to perform this test. Suppose you are doing for the 8 organism, then you need to repeat this test for 8 times. Okay, now incubate fluid thioglycolate medium at 30 to 35 degree Celsius for not more than 3 days, and SCDM 20 to 25 degree Celsius for not more than 5 days. ओके, तो ये वर्क आपको करना है. जो हमने पॉजिटिव प्रोडक्ट कंट्रोल टेस्ट लगाया उसमें क्या किया, पहले फिल्टर पेपर को रिंस किया, ठीक है, अंडर LFM ने सारा वर्क किया. लेमिनार एयर फ्लो में स्टेरिलिटी रूम का जो बैकग्राउंड होता है A/B, LAF ग्रेड A, बैकग्राउंड ग्रेड B. तो हमने पहले रिंस किया जो हमारा फिल्टर पेपर है उसको, फिर प्रोडक्ट फिल्टर किया. प्रोडक्ट फिल्टर करने के बाद में 2 टाइम्स वॉशिंग दिया, फिर 1 into 100 ml वॉशिंग दिया जिसमें कि कल्चर प्रेजेंट था नॉट मोर देन 100 CFU, राइट. फिर फिल्टर पेपर को हमने ट्रांसफर किया. सपोज अगर ये स्टेफाइलोकोकस ऑरियस था तो इसको हमने फ्लूइड थायोग्लाइकोलेट मीडियम में ट्रांसफर किया. उसको जो इंक्यूबेट करेंगे फ्लूइड थायोग्लाइकोलेट मीडियम को 30 से 35 डिग्री पर 30-35 पर नॉट मोर देन 3 डेज के लिए इंक्यूबेट करेंगे, और एससीडीएम को नॉट मोर देन 5 डेज के लिए 20-25 डेज पर इंक्यूबेट करने वाले हैं। तो अब सपोज कीजिए क्या होगा कि रेजिडुअल एंटीमाइक्रोबियल एक्टिविटी हम यहां पर देख रहे हैं, तो अगर थोड़ी भी एंटीबायोटिक प्रेजेंट रहेगी तो क्या होगा, वो माइक्रोब को ग्रो नहीं होने देगी। ठीक है, अगर इसमें क्या होगा, इंटरप्रिटेशन में अगर हमें ग्रोथ मिलती है तो हमारा जो टेस्ट है वो पास होगा। ठीक है, देयर शुड बी ग्रोथ इन द ट्यूब्स, ट्यूब्स में ग्रोथ रहनी चाहिए, सारी ट्यूब्स में ग्रोथ रहनी चाहिए प्रेजेंट। तो वो और प्रोडक्ट की प्रेजेंस में हमने ये टेस्ट किया है, तो इससे हमें पता चल जाएगा कोई भी रेजिडुअल एंटीमाइक्रोबियल इफेक्ट नहीं है प्रोडक्ट के थ्रू, और हमारा मेथड वैलिडेटेड है। अगर ग्रोथ नहीं आती है तो हम क्या कर सकते हैं, मैक्सिमम जो ये वॉशिंग है, अभी हमने 3 टाइम्स वॉशिंग किया, मैक्सिमम 5 टाइम्स हो सकती है वॉशिंग। ये washing can be maximum 5 times by 100 ml. Okay, we can modify the test accordingly, right? Next, for positive control, what will you do? You will take SCDM and FTGM tubes, 4 into 100 ml. Here also 4 into 100 ml. 4 tubes you will take, and you will inoculate these tubes with a particular not more than 100 CFU, NMT 100 CFU. For SCDM tube you will use what? Aspergillus, Brasiliensis, Candida albicans, and Bacillus subtilis, and lastly environmental isolate 1. And in fluid thioglycolate medium tube you will use what? S. aureus, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, then Clostridium sporogenes, then environmental isolate. Here you have used Aspergillus brasiliensis, Candida albicans, then Bacillus subtilis, then environmental isolate. Right? All these you have to inoculate the tube and incubate accordingly as you have done in PPC. जैसा PPC में किया था सिमिलरली उसी तरह से इंक्यूबेट करना है। जो ट्यूब्स लिए हैं उसमें आपने कल्चर ऐड किया, और ऐड करने के बाद में आपने उसको इंक्यूबेट करने का है, राइट? जो कल्चर ऐड करने वाला पार्ट है वो एक्चुअल में बायोसेफ्टी कैबिनेट के अंदर होना चाहिए। जो एसेप्टिक वाला पार्ट है सारा का सारा जो भी टेस्ट में हम फॉलो कर रहे हैं वो स्टेरिलिटी रूम में अंडर एलएफ होना चाहिए, राइट? नेगेटिव प्रोडक्ट कंट्रोल, हाउ विल यू डू? This is a sterility. What is negative product control? It is a normal sterility test. Here, what will you do? You will do wetting of the filter with 15 to 20 ml peptone water. Then product filter. Then 3 into 100 ml washing, then cut filter in 2 parts, transfer 1 part in FTGM and 1 part in SCDM, and incubate. This will be incubated for 14 days. This is sterility, so it will be incubated for 14 days, right? For negative control, what are you doing? You are taking 1 tube of fluid thioglycolate medium FTGM and 1 tube of SCDM. It is negative control. So you are just taking the only the tubes having only the media. ठीक है, आप मीडिया वाले ट्यूब्स ले रहे हैं खाली, उसमें कुछ भी पार्ट ऐड नहीं है। एज सच उनको इंक्यूबेट कर देने का है 14 डेज के लिए। तो इससे हमें पता चलेगा कि हमारा मीडिया में कंटामिनेशन तो नहीं है। ठीक है, लास्ट वन इज द प्रोसेस कंट्रोल, राइट? इन द प्रोसेस कंट्रोल, दिस इज डन इन यूजुअल स्टेरिलिटी टेस्ट, वेट फिल्टर with 15 to 20 ml peptone water, then 3 into 100 ml washing with peptone water, then cut filter in 2 part, transfer to fluid thioglycolate medium FTGM and SCDM 100 ml. Okay, all we are transferring in 100 ml media. The tubes of sterility test having 100 ml of SCDM or FTDM, right? So we are transferring, and it is process control, so incubating for 14 days as per the media. SCDM 20 to 25, FTGM 30 to 35. ओके, प्रोसेस कंट्रोल के द्वारा हमें क्या पता चलता है कि हमारा प्रोसेस के द्वारा कोई कंटामिनेशन तो नहीं है, हमारी असेंबलीज स्टराइल है, हमारा जो मीडिया स्टराइल है, ठीक है, जो हमने फोर्सेप्स यूज किया, जिसे फिल्टर ट्रांसफर किया, उसमें उसके द्वारा कोई कंटामिनेशन तो नहीं हुआ है। तो हमने जो भी प्रोसेस के टाइम पर पूरी एक्टिविटी की वो एसेप्टिकली की या नहीं की, कि हमारे द्वारा कोई फॉल्ट तो नहीं हुआ, वो यहां से पता चलने वाला है। तो इसमें कोई ग्रोथ नहीं आना चाहिए, इसमें ग्रोथ आता है मतलब प्रोसेस में फॉल्ट है, ठीक है। तो दिस इज द फर्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ दिस रेजिडुअल एंटीमाइक्रोबियल एक्टिविटी। नाउ इंटरप्रिटेशन क्या रहना चाहिए, व्हाट इज द इंटरप्रिटेशन in PPC? There should be growth as per the time period already described. Here in positive control there should be growth, and growth of PPC should be comparable to PC positive control, and in all these three no growth. This should be done for 14 days incubation, and this incubation is for bacteria not more than 3 days and fungi not more than 5 days. Growth should be appeared, right? In this way this residual antimicrobial test is done. Okay, second test is antimicrobial activity test after 14 days of incubation. Means, as we discussed, our media supported the growth in initial 3 days or 5 days, right? कि स्टार्टिंग में तो माना जो हमारा मीडिया था उसने ग्रोथ को सपोर्ट किया, क्या वो पूरा 14 डेज के लिए सपोर्ट करेगा ग्रोथ के लिए? तो वो हम चेक करते हैं एंटीमाइक्रोबियल एक्टिविटी टेस्ट के द्वारा, कि हम क्या करते हैं इसमें 14 डेज इंक्यूबेशन कंप्लीट होने के बाद में कल्चर ऐड करते हैं। जो हमने रेजिडुअल एंटीमाइक्रोबियल टेस्ट किया था एक्टिविटी, उसमें क्या किया था, हमने इनिशियल में ही कल्चर ऐड कर दिया था। यहाँ पर हम क्या करने वाले हैं, दोनों में डिफरेंस यही है, यहाँ कल्चर साथ के साथ ऐड नहीं होगा, शुरू में नॉर्मल स्टडी लगाया जाएगा और 14 डेज जब कंप्लीट हो जाएंगे 14 डेज के बाद कल्चर ऐड होगा। ओके, तो दिस इज द बेसिक डिफरेंस बिटवीन द रेजिडुअल एंटीमाइक्रोबियल एक्टिविटी एंड एंटीमाइक्रोबियल एक्टिविटी टेस्ट। इन रेजिडुअल एंटीमाइक्रोबियल एक्टिविटी टेस्ट द कल्चर आर इनोकुलेटेड साइमल्टेनियसली ड्यूरिंग द टेस्ट. In antimicrobial activity test, first of all we perform sterility, normal sterility, incubate that for the 14 days. After completion of 14 days, we inoculate the culture. Okay, this by this we ensures that our media is supporting the growth for whole 14 days. So what will we do? We will do normal sterility test. Okay, washing means wetting of the filter with peptone water. Then what will we do? Product filter, then 3 into 100 ml washing with peptone water. Okay, right? Then transferring this to SCDM or FTGM tubes, incubation 14 days incubation. Okay, how many replicates we will prepare? We will prepare for this. We will take 4 tubes of fluid thioglycolate medium FTGM. Right? How many tubes we will take? 4 tubes. These 4 tubes will be having the media and this filter, right? Half of the filter. Here we are cutting the filter and transferring as per the normal sterility. This is having the filter paper. These all are the FTM tubes. Similarly, 4 tubes will be of SCDM. Same 4 tubes we prepared in the residual antimicrobial activity test. These are the SCDM tubes having media and filter. This is the half filter. Okay. Now after 14 days incubation, okay, we will add the not more than 100 CFU, NMT 100 CFU. We will add in each of the tube. Suppose in this tube we are adding what? We are adding here in this tube, because it is fluid thioglycolate medium, we are adding S. aureus. In this tube we are adding Pseudomonas aeruginosa. In this tube we are adding Clostridium sporogenes. In this tube we are adding the environmental isolate, right? Okay, and incubating that as per the previous condition for 30 to 35 degrees Celsius for not more than 3 days. These are the SCDM tubes. Here what we are doing? We are transferring the culture of Aspergillus brasilensis. Here Candida albicans. Here Bacillus subtilis. Here environmental isolate. Okay. This incubation is 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. Okay, this incubation will be done at 20 to 25. Aspergillus and Candida tube we are incubating for NMT 5 days. And bacteria tube we are incubating for not more than 3 days. तो इंटरप्रिटेशन में क्या रहने वाला है? यहाँ पर ग्रोथ आना चाहिए. बैक्टीरिया के लिए विद इन 3 डेज में ग्रोथ आना चाहिए और फंगस के लिए विद इन 5 डेज में ग्रोथ आना चाहिए. इससे पता चलता है कि कोई हमारा क्या हो रहा है कि मीडिया के साथ कोई प्रोडक्ट का ऐसा रिएक्शन तो नहीं था कि जो शुरू में तो एंटीमाइक्रोबियल इफेक्ट नहीं दिखा रहा था, लेकिन आफ्टर 14 डेज वो इफेक्ट दिखा रहा था. ठीक है, जिससे कि वो इनिबिशन कर रहा था माइक्रोब की ग्रोथ का. तो हमने माइक्रोब ऐड किया और चेक किया कि इसमें कोई इनिबिशन तो नहीं आ रहा है. तो इस तरह से करके आप एंटीमाइक्रोबियल एक्टिविटी टेस्ट में जो पॉजिटिव प्रोडक्ट कंट्रोल प्रोसीड करना है वो कर सकते हैं. ओके, नेक्स्ट पॉजिटिव कंट्रोल. पॉजिटिव कंट्रोल यू विल डू इनिशियली एंड आफ्टर 14 days also. Both positive control you should do. Initial positive control is already done with the test of the residual antimicrobial activity. So after 14 days positive control will be performed during the adding culture as per PPC. Then process control should be done as per the residual antimicrobial activity test, or it is normal sterility process control as we have done earlier, right? And negative control. For negative control, as previously we have done, leave one tube of SCDM and FTM uninoculated, right, and incubate that with that of the PCO for 14 days, right? This incubation you have to do. और इंटरप्रिटेशन में आपको क्या रहने वाला है यहाँ पर? तो 14 दिन बाद, जो 14 डेज बाद आपने इनोकुलेट किया था, वहां ग्रोथ मिलना चाहिए. ठीक है, यहाँ पर ग्रोथ आना चाहिए. इन दोनों पॉजिटिव कंट्रोल में भी देयर शुड बी ग्रोथ, एंड हियर नो ग्रोथ. And always the growth of the PPC should be comparable to the PC, positive control, right? So in this way you can perform this test for the antimicrobial activity. It ensures that your media will support the growth of the microorganisms for complete 14 days of incubation. Now last is the stasis test of the media. जो मीडिया हम यूज कर रहे हैं, क्या कोई मीडिया में जो एंटीमाइक्रोबियल एक्टिविटी तो नहीं है, वो इस टेस्ट के द्वारा हम चेक करने वाले हैं. दैट इज स्टेसिस टेस्ट ऑफ द मीडिया. सो ड्यूरिंग द वैलिडेशन, व्हाट इज द ब्रांड और मेक ऑफ द मीडिया वी आर यूजिंग, वी कैन नॉट चेंज आफ्टर द वैलिडेशन दैट पर्टिकुलर ब्रांड ऑफ द मीडिया. सो by this test we will ensure that our media supports the growth of the microorganisms for complete 14 days period. So what will you need to do? You take the 4 tubes of SCDM and 4 tubes of FTGM, so fluid thioglycolate medium, and 4 tubes of soybean casein digest medium. Now incubate both the tubes, means 4 tubes here, 4 tubes here, for 14 days. FTM tubes will be incubated at 30 to 35 degrees Celsius, and SCDM tubes will be incubated for 20 to 25 degrees Celsius at 20-25 for 14 days after completion of incubation. After incubation, what you need to add? Not more than 100 CFU of microbial culture, as our culture is having 0.1 ml of the culture is having not more than 100 CFU. So we are using 0.1 ml, or you can use 1 ml as per the preparation of your culture suspension. In first tube, what you will add? You will add S. aureus. In second tube, you will add Pseudomonas aeruginosa. In third tube, you will add Clostridium sporogenes. And fourth tube, environmental isolate you will add. Right? In SCDM, what will you do? Here, Aspergillus brasilensis. In second tube, Candida albicans. In third tube, you will add Bacillus subtilis. And last one is environmental isolate you will add. Okay? And incubate that. This will be incubated at 30 to 35 degrees Celsius for NMT 3 days. These will be incubated at 20 to 25 degrees Celsius for first two, Aspergillus and Candida. Their incubation will be done for NMT not more than 5 days. And for bacteria, incubation will be done for NMT 3 days. ठीक है, तो इस तरह से करके आपको स्टेसिस टेस्ट ऑफ मीडिया करना है. तो क्या होना चाहिए, इंटरप्रिटेशन क्या रहना चाहिए इसमें? सो इंटरप्रिटेशन विल बी इन ऑल 4 tubes there should be growth, and here also in all 4 tubes there should be growth, and should be comparable to the positive control as we have proceeded during the antimicrobial activity test. So in this way, as we discussed, we can perform the sterility test validation. So every time if you are getting any new product, you will do the sterility test validation by taking 3 consecutive batches during the sterility test validation, and don't perform the test on the same day. You need to perform the test on the different days. Means for first product, first batch, you need to do the test for first day, second product, and third day, third product for third batch. Means first batch, second batch, third batch in different days. So and also perform all these tests as we have discussed. Residual antimicrobial activity first, second one is the antimicrobial activity test after completion of incubation of 14 days, and third one is the stasis test of the media. So in this way you can perform sterility test validation for any new product or any change in the experimental condition of the sterility test. So in this way we have completed the complete sterility test validation. So you can revise by using the lecture also, and you can also refer to the guidelines, pharmacopoeias, IPBP, USP, EP. Okay, so practice that, and when you will perform practically, then you will get the more knowledge. Thank you. Keep watching.